Hey guys! I'm Ariel,
I'm Diane.
and we moved to Canada around over 10 years ago.
Yeah, from the Philippines. We immigrated here in our 20s.
And we are now full-time entrepreneurs.
We just want to share our insights and experiences on how to move, live, thrive here in Canada. In this video, we're gonna talk about the top 7 things you need to know before immigrating to Canada.
Let's go right into it. Number 1, Canada is huge!
Yes, it's a huge country, so you need to know like which province you want to settle into.
Yeah, Canada is so huge. There's a lot of differences between the different places. Most immigrants default to a bigger city like Toronto or Vancouver. However, there are lots of different cities, lots of different places within Canada and where you can move, live, and thrive. So each province is like a country within a country. There's vast differences. So we are here in Alberta, specifically in the Calgary area.
Yeah.
And when we travel to Vancouver, it's like a whole different country. Or when we go to Toronto, it's the same thing, a whole different country. And especially when you go to Montreal, it's just like another country.
There'll be differences in the laws, differences in taxation, differences in languages. So yeah, you just need to research that first where you want to settle or migrate in.
You do have an opportunity to thrive in all provinces. All we are saying is that you need to know and you need to research before you go. Because you may practice French and then suddenly you move to British Columbia where practically no French is spoken there.
Not much.
Yeah, not much. Number 2, Canada can get really cold. Especially compared to where we come from, the Philippines. There's only one sort of weather, hot.
It snows here a lot, so you need to be ready for that. So it's gonna be different driving, different climate altogether, right? So you need to be ready for the winter.
You know, initially when you first move here, you'll be excited to experience snow.
Yeah, but it wears off really quickly because it snows a lot here. Yeah, so
And
it's part of the winter.
And you're gonna endure 5 to 7 months of that every year. Ooh. You can be really extreme in terms of being so cold in the winter time, and in the same token, in the summer, it can get really hot. Like places like Winnipeg can go up to 40 plus degrees in the summer Celsius, and in the winter time go down to minus 40. And here in Calgary area, in Alberta, you can sometimes have all 4 seasons in one day. So one thing that we definitely didn't experience back home in the Philippines is having a different wardrobe for each season. So you can get away with having the same set of clothes all year round. But here in Canada, you'll have a winter wardrobe and a summer wardrobe. So obviously, we are in our warmer weather clothes.
Yeah.
So it's summer wardrobe time. Oh, one more thing is that you would notice that the summers have extremely long days. So right now, what time is it? It's almost 9 p.m. It's 8:40 and it's so bright outside. So the days are longer in the summer and much shorter in the winter time. So that's why Canadians love their outdoor activities and take advantage of each nice day in the summer.
Spring and summer. Yes.
Yeah, the spring and summer. Moving on to number 3.
So our top 3 would be your house or rental market.
Finding a place to live.
Yes, so finding a place to live. So because depending on where you're gonna settle, like which province,
Vancouver.
yeah, Vancouver,
Toronto.
it will be more expensive there, right? So you need to be prepared. A good chunk of your income will be allocated towards your housing cost.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and landlords here, they require 1 month advance, 1 month deposit, yeah, for the lease. So you need to prepare for that. So when you're immigrating,
Don't be surprised if half of your income will just go towards your initial rent cost.
yes.
I remember when I was new to the country, my hourly wage was just $9.50 an hour, and I got a little over $600 every 2 weeks from my full-time job at McDonald's. And when I was looking at one-bedroom apartments, they were $1,000. So I couldn't give pretty much all my money to my landlord. I ended up just renting a room, or actually a bed in a room. That's all I could afford at the time. And the room rental back then were going at around $500 per month at that time. Number 4, the job market.
So it's relatively easy to find a job here in Canada. You can just walk in any grocery store, fast food chain, restaurant, and hand over your resume.
As long as you're not picky.
As long as you're not choosy, yes. You can get a job in a couple weeks, yeah, by doing that. You need to do the job well because you just need it for your Canadian job experience. So, because if you want to upgrade your job later on, employers here, they will always ask for your Canadian job experience. So,
and most new immigrants take a survival job first. Whatever is out there, as long as they're able to pay the bills and be able to start upgrading their education and certifications in order to work in their previous field.
yes, and there's no shame in doing survival jobs.
Yeah,
right?
no shame at all. Most immigrants who've been here for a while will be able to have empathy and relate with you if you are doing a survival job. And most will be more than willing to help you out and pass your resume on to their employer if they have a job opening at their own workplace. So they'll most likely be able to help you out. There is an online job repository from the Government of Canada, which is jobbank.gc.ca. When you are back home in your home country, just so you have an idea what employment opportunity is out there, just go to that website and search it. There are other places like monster.ca or Indeed, Glassdoor, those job websites. So feel free to browse those before coming here so you have an idea. And a lot of people, they have an employer lined up before they arrive here as well.
Yes, and what's good with Indeed, and if you search that or other search engines, it will also give you the per hour, like the salaries expectation. So now you can compute like how much salary you will get.
Moving on to number 5.
So number 5, our top 5 is cars here are a necessity. Yes, so most places here, the public transportation are inadequate and unreliable, especially in the winter. So you would have to learn how to drive.
Or learn how to drive the Canadian way.
Canadian way.
Where I'm from in the Philippines, I had to unlearn a few things that I acquired while driving around in the Philippines. You don't use the horn. You don't go beep, 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 beep at every intersection just to warn people you're coming. You will have to unlearn some bad driving habits that won't fly here. In the beginning, I got by just using a bike. But whole year round, in a place like Calgary, it's not going to be easy to use a bike all year round. So
Because of the weather.
Yeah, because of the weather. So it's more convenient and it saves you so much time when you have a car and you don't rely on the public transit system. However,
Because of the schedules, sometimes
the intervals are between like buses are 30 minutes or an hour at times. So you miss the bus, you wait an hour. That was an experience that I had to go through. But there are some exceptions. If you work downtown where parking is expensive, you have no choice but to use public transportation. Otherwise, you'll give away a third or a fourth of your salary just for parking. Moving on now to number 6.
So Canadians are friendly people.
Absolutely. So you have to get used to people greeting you while you're walking around the street or at the store. They would say, "Hi, how are you?"
Yes, and they will always talk about the weather. So be ready for small talks and
Or about hockey?
Yes, so they love to talk about the weather and hockey.
Absolutely.
What's good about that is Canada is multicultural.
It's a largely multicultural society. Unlike back home in the Philippines, you deal mainly with just Filipinos every day. But here in Canada, you get to meet people from all over the world, from different countries, and you'll make friends with them. And it's great. I love making friends with people from all over the world. There's plenty of immigrants here, and there are plenty of immigrant support groups that will help you integrate into the new Canadian way of life. Moving on to number 7.
Number 7, and the final point is Canada is a land of opportunities. So that's the good news for all of us, because Canada is an amazing place to immigrate.
As long as you are ready to upgrade your education, reinvent yourself, and learn new skills.
Yes, so you will have to do that for sure. If you are a professional back home, like a nurse, engineer, doctor, dentist, you would most probably need to upgrade your education here. So yeah, so just be prepared for that. But a lot of people, after like a couple years, they become like they go back to their profession, right? So which is amazing, right?
Or you can be like us and reinvent yourself. So we graduated with a tourism management degree back home in the Philippines. However, here we didn't pursue that path anymore. So we eventually ran and started our own business.
Just be willing to find opportunities for you to grow. There will be plenty of opportunities for you, for sure. Just be open to the ideas.
There you go. Those are our top 7 things that you should know before moving to Canada. I'm sure there are a few more. If we missed anything, let us know in the comment section down below. If you like our content, we will have more videos like this coming soon. And we'll try to do an upload every week. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. If you know anyone that would benefit from this information that we have in this video, please share this to them. Thank you for watching. Bye!